Hi guys, welcome on the channel. In this video we will speak about my project, about my photovoltaic, also about the upgrade that is coming this year. Probably it will be a lot of things that you might be interested in it. There will be finishing ending of the photovoltaic strings up to 85 kW. There will be change of the inverters of my Victrons, especially my small one, and there will be maybe a replacement of this inverter that is just behind me, because I am still thinking, and maybe there is something I would like to hear from you. What do you think? We will look on the configuration, on the prices, and let me say everything about it. Maybe you are going to build your own system and you would like to have maybe also some experience from it and inputs, inspiration or something. I think it is quite interesting. So first of all, we will start how I finished the year 2025 on my photovoltaic. We are on my system and you see today there is not so much power actually. It is snowing and freezing and it's crazy, and the sun is actually fallen down behind the horizon. So not so much power, but still I am filling to the grid all I can actually. You see about, it was the maximum about 8.5, and now we are slowing down to 6.4, and it will go down like the sun goes down. So it will be kinda crazy today, but there was very lovely day and it was the 8th. I will show you. And it was 8th of January. I did so much power. I generated nearly 59 kW from the photovoltaic, and it meets south roof and the fence, which is, I think, quite interesting if you imagine the location and the conditions. You still can see on the green curve there are some gaps, so it could be minimum 60, maybe even 65. If there was without clouds, everything, that would be much better. But with my system I actually was able to put inside of the grid, you can see it there, feed to the grid 77. So I actually feed more than the photovoltaic produced, which is quite good. And project 51 was actually helping to the main inverter to fulfill the prices, because it was very lovely. It was very close to this day, like today the curve is very high, and you see that the price to the grid, if you are selling 250 euro per megawatt, it means 25 cents for each sold kW into the network. I think it is very solid price. That's why I am also here now pushing, and up to 3 o'clock I will be pushing max power, and then I will a little bit decrease and push again about 5 o'clock. And then we will stop discharging from the battery and recharge it from the grid again in the night. So that's the plan. And let's go for the 2025. When we will go here, you see 2025 was quite nice. More or less the result, it is the same like a year before. It is just difference about 200 kW. So that's like very same. You see 33, 55, it was 24, 33, 36, it's 25. So it seems to me like very steady. And actually this year I think was a little bit lower. It's maybe because there was a little bit lower also power connected from the photovoltaic strings. It was 5 kilowatt less a long time, and at the end it was much higher, about the 72 at the end of the year, but in the winter time it cannot really manage to make the result to be better. I think it will happen now in the 26, and we will have about, I think, 45, maybe even close to 50 megawatts production in the year. And that leads us actually to the point, when we have so much power on the strings, we need to somehow convert them. I have most of power actually connected, and I have connection abilities to connect all the power to the system that I have now. Let me say the strings. I can charge it to the battery, but not all power, because I am using the Victron actually, that they take the power from the grid or from the main inverter that is connected to the grid. And in this point I can maybe charge only 6 kW per hour. And I need to fix that. Really, I need to fix that because I have Victrons 3001 and I have 3 pieces and each one is, let me say, pushing 33 amps. So I am charging 100 amp plus minus, and that's not enough. If I upgrade my system, I am going to buy, let me say 7, not 6, but 7. I will tell you why. Victron inverters, this is the Multiplus 2 and they are 5 kilowatt each. This machine, I have it actually here. I have it already in the basket. And I'm not sure if I'm going to buy them or no. I think I will wait maybe for your, let me say, advices. If you would go directly to the Victron system or if you go to the Deye system. But let's talk about the Victrons. When I go here, where is it? I have it there. Yes. This machine, you see, it is the 70 amps charging. 70 amps charging. That's quite nice. If you imagine it's a double of the 3000 version, and with 6 of them, if they will be connected to the three phases, I think I will make two strings of those inverters and they will be separated. Definitely one of them I could use maybe even for the AC coupling for my big inverter if I would like to cut off the grid and stop selling and stop buying from the grid and go pure island, which will be quite nice and very simple, I guess, because I can use 3 of them as a, let me say, simulation of the grid, that it will actually feed my main inverter and start him, run him and everything else. And the Victron, it has this advantage, he has those toroid transformers and he can take a lot of overload, and I think he can even take the peaks that may happen in the system in the time. So on the toroid you have a lot of capacity for such a high peaks, which definitely I don't think so the Deye can do, because he's pure fat inverter, and with this one I don't think so the AC coupling it will be possible. That's also a thing that is need to be considered for the future, if I would like to go this way or this way, how to solve the issue. Because Victron, I think, would be able to make the pure off-grid and ACC coupling even for the bigger inverters, which are not hybrid and they can't actually charge the batteries. So it needs to be done over the Victron. But if you compare, like, you need to buy the Victrons and then you need to buy the big inverter. For example, I am maybe in the plan in the future to buy a big Huawei again, but not 40 kW that I have now, but something like 100 kW. And I will connect every string from my fences into this machine, and it will be connected over the smart logger that I have already for the Huawei system. So I think this is a big advantage, because I can control the 40 and the 100 and even possibly another 30 inverters of the Huawei with one smart logger, and it will be very nice, I guess. And for the, let me say, big complex, I think it is better. But the question is how it will be with the Victron on the let me say generation of the 3 phases system. But still it will be, I think, possible. Not possible it will be with the, I think, with the DN, because he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have the toroid where you can actually pull the power and not burn the electricity somehow in the magnetic field, and it will not burn the system totally. So I think those FETs, they don't like those pulses from the other side, so they need something really much stable, like is the grid actually offering. And yeah, we will see. I would like to test it, and that's why I am more on this side close to, let me say, Victron than the Deye. But I would love to really test those inverters. I would love to test them. So that's one thing. The price about this one, I have seen it, it's like 65-70,000 Czech crown, which could be about 3,000 euro, let me say. Let's round it, 3,000 euros. And the Victron, you have seen the 6 actually will be running 30 kW, not 20 kW, and we are about 4000. Let me say 4000. Good point is I have a lot of actually the Victron measurement already. I have also another servo that will be controlling the 3 and the new one that will be controlling the second pack of the 3. I don't want to control with one servo actually all of them. I want to have those systems, let me say, independent, because the one will be running only in the daylight and the other one will be running over the night and I think whole day also, especially when he will be producing the power for the home, that it will be actually on the protected output. So I have actually 2 circuits on my house, and one is, let me say, the household. You have the fridge and lights and dozes, wash machine, everything you can imagine. Generally it is connected on the 3-phase, so it would be nice to actually have 3-phase. I don't have to deal with 1-phase. And definitely for my big inverter Huawei it is quite better, because this boy is actually running. He is not here, but you can see him here. He is doing 3 phases and he needs 3 phases on the input to actually push the power to the grid on the cables. And for that we need actually the power source. When we are cut off the grid, then it will be probably the PV 51 with those Victrons, with 3 of them generating actually the grid. Disadvantage, which is, there is one, because I have only one photovoltaic inverter, which is this Huawei, and actually he is the only one who is taking most of the power. Let me say those 72 kilowatt peak that I have actually plugged in, it is on one inverter. So in the case he dies or something happens, then I am cut nearly from every power and I will have to fix it and it will be bad. I will have shutdown or something like this. I still will have, let me say, 120 amps of maximum charge from the fans. There will be 24 panels actually connected to the different chargers that they will care about batteries only. I have the Morningstar MPPT60, which is quite nice. They are still not connected, it's not ready, it's not finished. I need to work on my workshop and it will be connected there with another battery pack, and they will charge 60 amps, those 50-60 volt for the battery packs. So that's something above 3 kW, 6 kW. I will have it in the case of the extreme need. I will have always something. I will not be dead if the big inverter dies. But if I buy this inverter, he has also photovoltaic input, which is quite nice. And you see, it's not so bad like it looks. He has up to 40,000 actually possible input, which is very lovely, very lovely. You see here maximal operation photovoltaic input in current. He has 2 MPPTs and he can handle 36 amps on each of them, which is very nice. That's quite good. So in the case, if my inverter dies and I have this Deye, I can reconnect it with few cables, maybe, let me say, not so much work. I can even prepare it for the alternative. And then I just reconnect the strings and I can be dealing with this one and working again immediately without any loss of the power or something. Which is one thing I like on this variation of the system. But if I don't have this option, then it will be crazy. Then I need to change the big inverter and that will be, you can imagine it will be a lot of work and a lot of time lost actually, because I will have to order a new one, send the old one for the claim and so on and so on. I don't want to actually solve this situation in the close future, so I am hoping and praying and knocking like he holds as long as possible. But you never know. And this one, it would be some kind of fail-safe. And if I have actually 2 of them, I will be able to really fulfill and connect, reconnect anything extra. And in the future, I still, even if I do not connect him with the photovoltaic strings from the panels, I will have the ability to use those in the future for some another strings that I am anyway going to make in the future. So then I will have the capacity actually to charge even more. But the point is, I still can finish maybe the Victron side to be able to work it with the big Huawei on the, let me say, on the AC coupling. And then in the future, probably those inverters go also a little bit lower with the price. And maybe I can use 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, maybe, and actually charge from them to my system to charge the batteries over the Victrons that I have already. And they will also charge, it is also, I told you, we have about 70 amps on the Victron. 6 times, it is 420 amps for this. I will have actually the 7, so I can charge 490 at the end if I need. And if I compare it with the other one, he is doing 350 only. So here I am losing like 150 amps. If I don't count the microstars, that they will be pushing 120 at the end, the maximum. So here I will lose a bit. But if I actually take 2 of those, I will have 700 already, which is really crazy and nasty. And that would be so simple actually to use it and charge it. So I am still thinking what to do. There is still one option, like I could buy, let me say, less. I could buy 3 Victrons that they will actually cover about my AC coupling for the Huawei. Use it for the Project 51. With the 4th one, I would buy just 4 of them. It will be like 2200, and I don't need to buy another servo. And to buy 1 of Deye's of this inverter, to buy 1 of them. So then I will have a little bit of the Victron to solve the AC coupling, and then I will have also 1 Deye which will solve the issue with the power. Point is, when I use it this way, I will use the Victrons for the circuit that I have at home and the other circuit that I have for my machines, and I'm using the power lines for the big consumption. I think this one will be handled over the Deye, which is, let me say, maybe good, but maybe not so much good. I don't know. I don't know how really work the communication between him and between, let me say, Victron and everything. Because if I use Victron and Victron, I have it already, I know the system, I know I can play with that a lot, and I can achieve, let me say, together very nice output. If I would like to use all 6 of them on the big circuit, I can do that. I can use it. But if I have the Deye, I cannot use it. So with the Deye, I can use only 20 kW and it will be running on the maximum all the time. So at the end, I will anyway need 2 of them. And with the Victrons, I don't have to, because 6 of them, they will cover 30 kW actually, and they will not be running on the maximum. So they will be running on the better efficiency, let me say close to the 95, real 95, not the maximum 25 like they are saying, or it can reach or something. And still those inverters, I think they have a higher lifetime. They are more better constructed, and it's, let me say, much better. And really the options, like you can play with them, you can play with the servo, connections to the home assistant and everything. It is so quite nice. You have so many options. If you would like to charge to the grid, you know, I am trying to use the maximum from everything. I would like to buy on the cheap spot. With the other one, I'm not sure if I can handle with the Deye to tell him like, now just take from the grid, don't take it from the solar, you know, or push everything from the solar to the batteries and also charge from the grid. But to the Victron, I can tell him, and he will do it. you can, because he's connected actually to the 200, he's connected to the grid. Yeah, if he's connected, then he's connected to the grid. And you can tell him simply, okay, just take the grid and put it to the battery. Or no, put it to somewhere else. It is much easier because he's not dealing with the photovoltaic actually. And that's the lovely thing. And when you have the AC coupling, and I need to use most of the time my 380 volts, I don't need to use the battery. So in the daylight, when I have the sun from the photovoltaic, I will use only the Huawei to actually convert. And when I consume everything directly from the, let me say, from the output of the Huawei, then the rest can go for the batteries to charge a little bit. Or I can say I will charge everything and it will be so easy. It is so easy to actually handle with Victron and tell him what to do. Because he is with the toroid, he has those three inputs actually, because you have input and output 1 and output 2. Output 2 I can use for the household, so doesn't matter what happens, if it is on the grid or off grid, my home will always be connected to the battery and it will be all the time working unless the battery is empty. So that's amazing option. And you still can tell him, okay, now the energy is good to sell, the price is high, and then take it and sell it. Sell it from the batteries if you have it, it's no problem. When it is in the daytime, you can use it and tell the Huawei, he is mainly sit like push it to the network. But if I don't want to push it to the network, I can tell limited, push network to the 0 or keep the 0 on the grid. And or if there is consumption, definitely support, for example, the Victrons and charge the batteries and consumption, everything like this. So this system I am already running and it is something I really want to, but I am not sure if I can handle that with the Deye. And also the Deye is a little bit expensive. If I buy 2 of them, we are on the 6,000 euro, which I don't have actually now. I can buy this one or I can buy Victron. Let me say I have limit for the inverters, those 4,000, it is the maximum now for this year and I don't have any more. So I need to deal with that and I need to do it and I need to do it fast. So if you have some kind of, let me say, experience with this inverter, I love, for example, the thing like you can connect 10 of them and you have actually 200 kilowatt plant. It's amazing. I think it's lovely. But I don't need actually even so much. Maybe in the future I would use that. And in that case, it would be nice to start with them already because it would be much easier in the future when I know it already. But it's all the questions that are all the time flying in my mind. So if you have experience, maybe even with the Victron and with this one, and you have the comparison between them, please let me know in the comments. I will gladly read it. I will make you the thumbs and hearts, everything. So please let me know. I would like to, maybe your answer will actually change my mind to go for the Deye and not for the Victron. So please tell me, I will really appreciate it. So thank you very much for the attention on this video. I think it was quite long, but this is what is going to be happening on the next year, or this year actually, 2026, and you will see the progress that I am making in each video, because this will be the serial running long time, and we will make the videos really frequently. Every week will come a video. So thank you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.